Fatima Payman has accused Israel of committing genocide in a major break from the government's position. In thinly veiled criticism of the Prime Minister, she also accused leaders of performative gestures to appease the Palestinian community while, quote, defending the oppressors. Israel rejects claims of genocide, arguing at an ongoing case at the International Court of Justice that it's acting in self-defence in fighting Hamas.
Free Palestine!
Marking the 1948 Palestinian Nakba, Arabic for catastrophe, protesters here say history is being repeated. Criticism of the Prime Minister's response to the conflict in Gaza also coming from within.
My conscience has been uneasy for far too long. This is a genocide. And we need to stop pretending otherwise.
Unwelcome to join the protest outside, the Labor senator staged her own, directly addressing Anthony Albanese.
I ask our Prime Minister and our fellow parliamentarians, how many international rights laws must Israel break for us to say enough? What is the magic number? How many lives need to be lost before we say enough?
Concluding with this statement.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
The phrase shouted at protests across the country, condemned by the Prime Minister as...
It is not appropriate. It's not appropriate. I've said that very clearly. We support a two-state solution.
At 27, Fatima Payman became Australia's youngest senator, the first Afghan-born and hijab-wearing parliamentarian. Yesterday, posing with colleagues on social media, posting, "I'm so proud to be part of this team." Today, blindsiding her party. Have you tried to speak to the people? Community responses varied. The Executive Council of Australian Jewry said the senator should immediately apologise for stoking hatred in such a vile way. If she can't refrain from using racist slogans at a time of extreme tension in our society, she should consider her position. However, the Jewish Council of Australia says it's sending Fatima Payman a big mazel tov for her courage in breaking with the party line and strongly speaking out against Israel's genocide. Fatima Payman has told SBS she wants to stay in the Labor Party and effect change from within, but in making such a bold break from the party line, it's unclear whether that position will be tenable.
Fatima's a dear colleague of mine. I know a lot of people in Australia are really hurting at the moment. As I said, I haven't seen the comments made.
We've called for the release of hostages. We have voted for a cessation of hostilities. We've called for humanitarian assistance.
The Parliament's a place of protest on multiple fronts. My Nation Senator Pauline Hanson draped in a scarf featuring the Israeli flag during a motion to acknowledge the Nakba.
Please ask that you either turn around,
and we need to get it all rectified so that
it's
getting solid TV reception.
Standing orders. Sarah Temevska, SBS
World
News.
It's a unit.
To the Middle East now, and at least 82 Palestinians have been killed in the past 24 hours, the highest single-day death toll in many weeks, according to Gaza health authorities. Israel says it has killed dozens of Hamas militants. One hospital in Rafah says it's now out of operation due to fuel shortages, as Israel and Egypt blame each other for the closed southern border crossing.
A rare Palestinian protest allowed inside Israel.
Police
didn't shut down this annual march for the Nakba, or catastrophe.
All right, thank you.
A day that marks the mass expulsion of 700,000 Palestinians during the 1948 war.
To see
I'm here to show solidarity with my Palestinian brothers and sisters, and to protest the right to return to their stolen land.
Another exodus underway in Gaza. The UN says 100,000 people fled southern Rafah on Tuesday, totaling 450,000 in the past week.
UNRWA says families are fleeing wherever they can, including to rubble and sand dunes.
Almost 1 million remain, as Israeli tanks and troops reach residential areas of Rafah, coming under Hamas fire. The Israeli military also releasing video claiming to have killed 100 Hamas fighters in its Rafah operation. But forced to defend killing an Indian aid worker in what the UN says was a clearly marked convoy. The IDF showing this as justification, saying there was an armed man around the UNRWA vehicles.
A sheer illustration that there's really nowhere safe in Gaza at the moment.
Equally heavy fighting returning to the north. Hamas launching a series of hit-and-run attacks, both sides claiming significant enemy casualties. Civilians fleeing Jabalia's rubble-lined streets, some with the help of cars and donkeys, others on their own. With evacuation orders in place for southern Rafah and northern Jabalia, the centre of the strip is swelling, but no let-up in airstrikes. At least 40 people reportedly killed overnight. Last moments before children are taken away to the morgue. An UNRWA school set alight by Israeli rocket fire, killing 15. The IDF says 10 of those were Hamas. Aid trucks ransacked by Israeli protesters set fire overnight. Protesters marching in southern Israel too, to mark Independence Day, one day before Palestinians mark the Nakba.
Gaza should be in our hands.
Calling for Israel to occupy Gaza and re-establish settlements there when the war is over. Liz Maddock, SBS World News.